Okay, so in this tutorial, we're gonna be training our AI from OpenAI. So basically, we're gonna follow their guide and train it ourselves. So here, I'm just gonna create a new folder called AI training demo. Okay. Now I'm going to. I already have this installed, so I don't really need to run it. But if it's the first time you're trying to install it, then you should run it. This Python. Or if you want to use Node, you can do it with npm. So I'm not going to cover that. It's pretty easy. It's just typing the commands. So now we're going to be doing it using Python. So here we're just going to copy this code, and so the next step is to copy the code and paste it here, and then we're going to go into our API keys, and then you create a new API key. So for demo delete later, I'm just gonna name it that. I'm gonna copy it. Okay, so once you have your key, you can set it as an environmental variable, but we're not gonna do that on this demo just because we're trying to show how you train the AI and not really set up the whole thing properly. You shouldn't hard code your key here. You should always put it as environmental variable or in a file so that it's not visible. So okay, let's try this out. We're gonna save it as training.ai. Alright, so let's just print this here. Alright, so let's try running it now, but let's pipe, oh shit, where's the pipe? Let's pipe it with the less, see how it goes. Okay, so it's gonna display basically the different models that it comes with. Here's the Whisper model that you can use. Here's the Da Vinci model. So these are the different models that can be used with OpenAI. Now the whole point of this video is to grab one of these models and train it with our own data. That's what we want. So by following the tutorial, right now we're just listing basically all the different models that OpenAI has available for us. Okay, so following the tutorial, let's see what's next. What other options they have. So here are the list models that we just did. Here's how you retrieve a specific model, basically. This is how you create a chat with different roles and messages. But we're not going to do that on this tutorial. What we're interested more is on the fine tunes. Okay, so going into the create fine tunes, we see that basically we're going to do a create, and then we're going to pass in a training file. Now the training file needs to be in a specific format, which is what we're gonna see on this tutorial. So we're gonna go there in a little bit after. So now we need to export our key. First of all, you need to run this command. I already ran it. Then you need to export your key like this. Let me get the key. Like this. And then we need to prepare the data the way OpenAI wants it. So basically it's a JSON file with a prompt and a completion, and then you got to run that file with a prepare data command so that it formats the data properly, exactly the way OpenAI wants it. And then we need to actually start the training of the file. So let's do that. Let's get some data from the internet that we want to train. It could be any data, and then we'll go on from there. Okay, so say we want to introduce the statistics of the Premier League for this last season, which is something that OpenAI doesn't really know because it only has information up until 2021. So here I have a list of the top goal scorers for the Premier League for this season. Basically, Erling Haaland scored 36 goals, Harry Kane scored 30, and so on. So I want to teach this information to our AI. So how would that work? So basically the format that we need to build is something similar to this. So we're just gonna do a JSON on that format, basically this format. So we gotta prompt something like, how many goals did Erling Haaland scored on the Premier League on 2023? and then the completion would be the answer. So let's do something like copy this. All right, so we're just gonna paste this here because that's the format they want. Then we're gonna go and ask something like, how many goals did this guy, and then we're gonna go until the end of it. Scored, how many goals did Erling Haaland scored on the Premier League season 2023. We're gonna close the prompt. We're gonna add a comma. Well, actually, it already had a comma, so we're just gonna omit that. And then on this part, we are going to add the completion part, which is basically completion dot, and then whatever the answer is. So, and we're gonna put something like goals. And then we are going to close our JSON and add a comma like this. Actually, they don't even have the comma, so I'm gonna omit it. So then we're gonna erase this, right? We're gonna save it as a JSON file. Okay. The next step is going to be to transform this using the command. So we did this step, now we're going to use this step to produce the file. Okay, analyzing. Your JSON appears in JSON format, you're probably okay, yeah, that's fine. Remove prefix how many goals did for all prompts. I'm actually not going to remove it because I'm not sure if it makes a difference, but right now, because this is new to me as well, I'm just learning as well as I'm going through this. So we'll see. Add a white space character to the beginning of the completion. That's fine. Your data will be written in yes. Okay, now that the data is there, which is this file, now we're going to create, we're going to fine tune it, right? So, okay, let's just do it with the query model because it's the faster one. We don't need to use DaVinci right now. It's more expensive and all that. So we're going to execute this command with this file, and then the base model, we're just going to use query. Okay, let's do this. Now it's running, it's doing its thing. Okay, so now we have to wait. Also, we can check how it's going with this command. You put in the job ID that we have here. Basically, that would be, in this case, this one would be the job ID. So if I wanted to find out how it's going, I can do that. I can also list all the different tunes that are going. So I can do something like this. So we gotta wait. Also, I can interrupt the stream but not cancel the fine tune. Yeah, that's fine. I'll go on a background, and now I can check it out with this command. Or I can just list it with this. Here you can see that we have our file name and the status is processed, but the status here of the model itself is pending. So we have to wait for this to be in process status, and then we're going to be able to use our model. This is going to take some time. We got to wait. Okay, so now that the model is fully trained, we can see here that now the status says succeeded, and it also gives me the fine-tuned model. If you want more details, you can do here like this, and then it'll give you the cost, all the cues it had, and then the name of the model and how to use it. So let's try and use it and see if it actually works or what. So let's try it out. Okay, so now let's do something like How many goals did Rashford score on the Premier League on season 2023? See if this works or not. Okay, so it's answering me. Okay, so it's answering some weird answer. Let's look at the data. How many goals did... I'm just gonna put the whole thing directly and see if it's able to answer. Okay, so it says 15 goals, 14, 20 goals. Okay, so obviously I have not set the data correctly here. I think it's the problem. Maybe the problem is that not enough training has been done, and we need to train it with a lot more data. So that is something that I'll have to investigate, probably for another video. But these are the steps to more or less be able to train a model. If somebody knows how to get the data successfully in, let me know please. But so far I've gotten in this far. Thank you so much.